Somebody did the math once and they realized you have around roughly 900 Saturdays with your kids until they turn the age of 18. For me as a parent, this makes me want to live each weekend to the fullest, but also I have to think about my budget. So if you're new on our channel, what you're watching is our series where we go around the North Atlanta area and we look to see how to spend a good weekend around the communities that we serve, and can we do it for under $50. On this video, we're looking at Roswell, and Roswell is very well known for its historic charm, but is there more to this community than meets the eye? What I'm going to show you in this video, I think is something very special, but let's figure out together if it's truly a hidden gem, and can we explore it successfully for under $50. Our destination today is the Mimms Museum of Technology and Art, built in 2019. All right, so before we go in, I gotta tell you, from the outside looking in, you would not know that this is here. This is located just off of Holcomb Bridge, located near 400, and it's located inside a dying shopping mall. From the outside looking in, not very impressive. You'd have to go online to learn about it, really, or from word of mouth. All right, now here is the next part. So if you were to go in, it's around, as of the time of this recording, $22 for an adult and about $16 for a child. However, I was able to avoid paying $38 by going to the library and getting one of their passes, and one of their passes does cover Mimms. If you live here in the local North Atlanta area, I strongly advise you to go and get the library pass because you're gonna save. For me, it was $38 out the gate, but it might be even more money saved for you. By the way, I am going to keep in mind what the trip costs if you don't have the library pass, but we'll do a comparison side by side as we're going through the video. All right, moving on to the next part, I want to start with the newer exhibits. As of the time of this recording, Apple has celebrated its 50th anniversary as a company, and so Mimms, the same year, opened up the world's largest Apple collection at over 2,000 pieces. There is so much to do and see here that I think if you're a fan of Apple, you would really appreciate. Like the Apple One larger-than-life motherboard, you'll actually find the real ones here in the museum. And also you got a couple monitors and a couple of billboards, so if you remember Apple in the 90s and 2000s, this is definitely worth a trip if you look back on that with fond nostalgia. Moving on to the older part of the exhibit, you get to some really unique stuff that you would just never expect to see in a shopping mall. You have a real Enigma machine from World War II. You can even see the original German there on the machine. And I think that that is one of the best highlights of the museum. Definitely worth watching if you're into computers. If you like to see how things are made, they show you how sand can turn into silicon wafers in one section of the museum, which is also really neat. If you love aerospace and technology, I will tell you that this is one of the better exhibits for the Apollo program, and that's coming from somebody who used to work in a space museum before. Probably one of the best in the world, in fact. So when I say that this is a great part of the museum, it really does hold up well. They have a lot of supercomputers, as you might expect. Most of them are Cray machines, if that's your sort of thing. But if you're not into supercomputers, but maybe you like something like Disney and Pixar films, they do have an older Pixar supercomputer, and so I would say that that is really neat. Now, we do have a little problem here, and that is we're discussing stuff that is good for adults. But what about children and people who may not just be content looking around at a museum, looking at all the neat older stuff? Well, they do have a section where you can play older video games located near the center of the museum, and they have an old typewriter. Now, my son, who's an older toddler, really enjoyed the typewriter. He played the video games for a little while, but the typewriter really got his attention. And so I was happy to show him, and frankly, I had to learn how to use the typewriter, and we had a good bit of fun with that, and he was able to take what he typed home. So that was really nice. But I did feel like my youngest wasn't really getting a lot of fun at the museum, so I'm very grateful that they opened the new Apple exhibit, because they had two things that even a very young child could get behind. They had a floor where the older Apple apps could float around and you could try to step on them to get new information from them. I would say that that is very interactive for all ages of children, and as an adult, I could appreciate that as well. Also, they have this iPod dance area where you can film your party dancing off. For me, that was simply my favorite part of the trip. Now, that being said, I would say that that is a good effort to making things fun for the whole family, but here's my secret. I would tell you that, especially if you can use the library pass, you need to go next door to the Fringe mini golf. It's right there, and it's one of the best mini golf courses in the North Atlanta area. The buildings are worth it, the course is very well laid out, and there's a lot of water running there, so if it's a hot day like we went on a hot day, you can keep nice and cool. I'll go ahead and share the prices for you. I think I was paying around 16 to 18 bucks, so for me overall, I came out well under our $50 budget. But if you're in a standard family size, you probably will go over your $50 limit. So if you're in the North Atlanta area, definitely use that library pass. Well, was this outing worth it? Answer, yes, it was totally worth it. What I would tell you though is this. If you're like me and you have a couple of people in your group who are not going to be interested in the museum parts of it, I think you should include the mini golf in your trip. For a number of you, that will certainly put you over the $50 budget. However, that makes sure that you're having a fun trip for everybody. Now, if you're like me and you have access to the library pass, definitely go ahead and include the mini golf in there. Because that just makes for a more well-rounded outing. And I gotta tell you, I've played around in different mini golf courses, but that is probably one of my favorites, and it feels so much like the community. If you really like Roswell, I do have a guide for you down below. It's in the description, and if you click on that, you're gonna see all kinds of neat little things floating around Roswell. Also, go ahead and like and subscribe if you wanna see more videos like this. If there's a place that you feel like would be worth covering, that you want to see, hey, could I get away with doing an outing like this for $50 or less, or maybe a little more if it's really worthwhile, which I felt like today it was worthwhile for most people, then let me know, and I would be more than happy to cover the video. My name is Patrick Clan. I'm with Real McCoy Realty Consultants, and I hope to see you on the next video. Take care. Oh, you still want to hang around for a moment? All right, here, I got something for you. I picked out this video just for you. Go ahead and watch it, and I think you'll have a great time. Take care.